Greetings, brothers and sisters. Britney Spears is not in danger, so you guys who are worried about her, police say, after fans called for a wellness check. There's a lot going on here today. There's, I guess, something else from Beyonce. I haven't covered her in a while. And then, I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. But Britney, unfortunately, has her Instagram has disappeared because her fans have gotten stupid. So Britney Spears is not in any kind of danger. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office confirmed on page 6 on Wednesday. After concerned fans asked the department for a wellness check, I can confirm that we did get calls into our dispatch, and essentially I can confirm that we don't believe that Britney Spears is in any kind of harm or danger, a police spokesman said. And so Britney had a couple dance videos up, but because of her dopey fans, you're not, being able to enjoy the spectacle because she's taken down her Instagram for now. But here, Britney Spears asked fans to respect her privacy after police welfare check. Things went a little too far. With the Free Britney people. The Free Britney people are turning on her. And so I don't know how you get to this. I guess it's on Twitter. So I guess she posted this on Twitter, but her Instagram is down. And so she said, as everyone knows, the police were called to my home based on some prank phone calls. I don't think they were prank. I think these were people who are true believers. I love and adore my fans, but this time things went a little too far, and my privacy was invaded. Well, we all know this isn't Britney. This is clearly not Britney. I think she needs another wellness check. Who is this writing this that isn't Britney? The police never entered my home, and when they came to my gate, they quickly realized there was no issue and left immediately. This felt like I was being gaslit and bullied once the incident made it to the news and being portrayed once again in a poor and unfair light by the media. During this time of my life, I truly hope the public and my fans, who I care so much about, can respect my privacy, my privacy moving forward. All the love be. Their fans are turning on her, and they don't believe this either, because this clearly is not Britney writing this. Who is this writing this? Who is this nefarious person writing this? And how do we get the cops to to look into this further? Free Britney fans. Okay, so this is some, Madonna-like, Beyonce being some sort of a princess here. It's like there's the sun, and I don't know, these lights make it look like the sun has eyes, and she portrayed this goddess, this African goddess this is, a long time ago I covered this. Okay, so the goddess's name, I went back and looked it up. These are shorter videos, so I have the ability to do that. Ocean. In her Grammy performance on Sunday night, Beyonce styled herself, this is 2017, as not one but at least two religious icons, Ocean and Yoruba deity from West Africa, and the Virgin Mary. Beyonce, draped in yellow, recalled images of Yoruba, goddess of fertility and love. This is Ocean, and these are some of the images from Beyonce's performance. I'll show you a little video of that. And also, Ocean is connected to Isis, right? Isis is the mother of Horus, and of course the Eye of Horus is the eye featured in the capstone of the pyramid, the Illuminati symbolism. Ocean and Isis is like there's this link between them. So in this performance, she came out. I don't know if you guys remember this. And this is her goddess motif stuff here. She sat in a chair and leaned back. There she is there. Boom. She was pregnant, of course. This was bizarre kind of a song, too, that went with it. But she has this proclivity to This is the chair where she was leaning back in. It's like a fall and descent into hell or whatever it is. And, being pregnant, and there's the crown. And she has this proclivity to claim to be royalty or a goddess, right? And, it's kind of a big statement on her part. It's a narcissism where you're, as a pop star, you are, this is the weird dance at the end. This is from the Grammys. And she's being worshipped here and all this stuff, right? To present yourself as a goddess, being a fake queen wasn't good enough. Like, she had to go to the level of goddess. And, back when I made this video, which isn't that long ago, just, 6 years ago or whatever it was, 5.5 years ago, when this Grammy performance happened, these things were important. Symbolism and, all of it. But now, of course, things are more real. Like, the apocalypse is upon us. And Beyonce is, she's become more and more irrelevant. Like, I looked at, there was a video I had up that's privatized. I had all these old Beyonce videos. I must have deleted a bunch of them. Some of these things got millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. I'm not sure why I deleted them, but they're not up on my channel. I don't know if I have them somewhere. But one of them was her acting like she was glitching out or like having some satanic moment, and Jay-Z freaked out. But this is from Destiny's Child. And this was an MTV Cribs, an old Cribs video back in Destiny's Child. And Kelly Rowland said that she had the bed from the Devil's Advocate. Of course, she has a pyramid, multiple pyramid, capstone of the pyramid, this handmade bedspread. Of course, the color of royalty is purple. This was all stuff that was put out there, all this, symbolism. And, there she is. This is Beyonce's bedroom back when she was in Destiny's Child. And I looked it up, and there was no bed in the Devil's Advocate movie with Al Pacino. And this is the end of the Cribs episode. She puts in this fake grill. But she's doubled down on this. She has this proclivity to act like a goddess. This is the images from whatever this person sent me. And same sort of, with the Isis ocean crown there, the goddess crown, the sun god. And she's also wearing red. And red's a big color for her. I have a whole folder. I was looking for these images, those ones I showed you. I went and just made a new video from it. But the ocean, I had a whole bunch of images saved. That old Beyonce folder back when I used to cover this all the time. Red is the color of initiation and so many other things. There she is with the crown again. And just to claim to be a goddess, right, and all these things. The way that she's been portrayed. And she's really just not smart. She's not as offensive as a lot of the other celebrities. It's pretty gross to, to embrace this idea that you're a queen when, being a queen is a bad thing. The idea of there's nothing more racist than the royal family that says by their genetics and their blood, they are born to rule. But then to claim that you're a goddess as well, she's not as cheesy, but there's a sort of Madam Expiration Date thing with Beyonce. It's happened pretty quick, right? She's, become somebody who was famous in the past, but the symbolism used to be a big thing. I used to cover it all the time, but now, we've moved to the next stage. But that was different times because now things are actually happening. Like depopulation is actually happening, and events are really unfolding. Speaking of which,
the first AI-powered lawyer is going to court next month. The CEO of legal services company Do Not Pay tweeted earlier this month that for the first time ever, a robot will represent someone in a U.S. courtroom.
So they're letting robots be lawyers now? Do they have to pass the bar?
The AI will whisper in the defendant's ear what to say. Experts say there are both pros and cons to
I see all cons. I don't see any pros. This appears to be all cons. But you have an AI robot whispering in your ear what to say in a courtroom. seems a little bit, con, right? Biden's notebook among items seized by FBI in Delaware home search. Um, well, that happened. I don't know why they're taking his notebooks. What did his notebooks ever do to anybody? And it'd be good if they let those notebooks out, sort of like Hunter Biden's laptop, and see what they say. Body cam video shows Tyree Nichols being beaten, tased by Memphis police. Now, I didn't know where to cover this. I didn't know whether to cover this here or on my other channel, Dropping Like Flies. But I guess it's on this side of I have a divider. The video's really brutal, right? There's another thing I want to go to here. This is from a local Los Angeles news station, but this happened in Memphis, right? And I'm going to show you a clip here in a second. Well, let me just show you the clip first here.
They are treating this case, and that's why 5 police officers have been arrested and charged with murder. So-called Scorpion unit designed to combat crime in Memphis, which these officers were part of, has also been inactivated.
Wait, you had a unit called Scorpion Unit? You had a bunch of cops who were a part of a unit called Scorpion, and you wonder why that went south, right? I mean, of course it's not going to... Why did you call it Scorpion Unit, right? And so the footage is brutal. This guy is skinny and out on his feet, and the cops are like 5 big dudes. And 2 guys are holding him up, and he's like, if it was a fight, it would have been stopped. And they're holding him up, and they're like, turning him into the guy who's punching him in the face. I mean, they're setting the guy up so he could get he could just lay haymakers on the guy. I mean, if you didn't see the clip, and I'm not recommending it, but there's there's body cam footage, and then there's somebody filmed it from a distance. And imagine if you're seeing a boxing match where a guy can no longer defend himself, like his gloves are down, he's standing up, but nobody's home, like he's out on his feet. Imagine that, where they stop the fight. Imagine if 2 big guys came out and grabbed that boxer, and the boxer then, it's like a flyweight or a middleweight bout, and a heavyweight all of a sudden comes out, right? So you have 2 guys holding this guy up who's out on his feet by his arms, and a heavyweight who's a much bigger guy than the guy who's who's unconscious basically. And they hold the guy up, and they're positioning him so the guy can just tee off on the guy who's out on his feet. And and they're pounding him while he's on the ground, and brutal. This is and I don't know whether this is things to come. I've talked about this before. There's going to be a time where there's martial law, and I thought it was going to be years ago. During the Trump Biden election, it looked like they were moving towards martial law a couple of times, right? By a couple of times, I mean some monthly periods. And this is, the kind of policing you see when things go south. It's just that there's video cameras. But the guy is, he's out on his feet. He's not even conscious. He's wobbling. He can barely stand, and the guys are holding him up so he can be beaten. And then they beat him when he's on the ground afterwards. And these guys are going to go to jail, or they'll be convicted. But it's how many times does this happen when you don't see it, right? And what's going on when there's units called Scorpion units? I mean, it's just they're moving towards some sort of a complete us against them attitude with the police. I mean, that's been going on for a while, especially in certain places, right? It's different in suburbs and more affluent communities. But in the cities, this is what it's going to be like. There's just going to be this escape from New York type of thing going on, especially in some areas in some cities. Will just be walled off, and the police will go in, and this will be, they'll have these, units, Scorpion units all over the place doing this type of policing. There was something I missed from Hilaria Baldwin.
What's amazing about becoming a mommy? And it doesn't matter how many times you become a mommy over. I know, because we have a lot of babies in the house. We've only known each other 3.5 months. I know.
Like, I didn't know her voice could get any more weird, but the accent with that, she's doing baby talk, you know. And why is she shooting this? Like, it's supposed to be an organic moment between her and her baby, where she's talking to her baby. It's just that she's so fake and so just like, you know, our little convos, I'm grateful. And she's doing this, you know, this is everything so staged and weird with her.
I know, it's so silly. We only know each other 3.5 months, but guess what? You've become my whole world.
Well, you got a dude going to jail, your husband, and 7 other bambinos, right?
Yeah, I know. With all your other little people, all your other Paglianito people.
Oh, well, so she's including them now.
I'm so grateful for that. I know, I feel so lucky.
Well, good thing the camera's on, catching this moment. She's holding it with the other hand.
You know what's amazing?
Or somebody is. It's just so fake. She's just weird. Alex screwed himself when he, you know, I mean, things have gone downhill for Alec ever since he's married her. Alec Baldwin needs to make a movie with the cast of The View. Changed my mind. New statue named Now, depicting female figure placed upon roof of New York City courthouse to pay homage to Ruth Gator Ginsburg in her fight to ban abortion. Well, that looks like Baphomet, right? And, you know, Ruth Bader Ginsburg sitting on a lotus flower there. Just the statues are getting weirder and weirder. A catastrophic mutating event will strike the world in 2 years, report says. Oh, this is from Popular Mechanics. A World Economic Forum report says business leaders believe a catastrophic cyber event is coming. The cybercrime will grow from a $3 trillion industry in 2015 to a $10.5 trillion industry by 2025, according to Cybersecurity Ventures. So yeah, that's going to be a big, you know, a big jump. Rama cited that the global response to a COVID-19 and said a cyber attack could be much more substantial. Let's imagine an exponential multitude of viruses that mutate every day exponentially, like while not threatening our body, but but the bodies we live in, organizations, our countries, our systems, and then, you know, it could be just apocalypse. It's about viruses that can not only block our way of living, but control it and deviate it. So they're thinking that there's going to be some viruses mutating in the cyber world. That's not what the headline said. But, you know, within a couple of years, there's plan to take down our whole, you know, way of life. And, you know, good riddance. Like, it's going to be, you know, it's not sustainable. I've been covering this for whatever it is, and they have come up with various strategies, and they all suck because they have no way to. I mean, what they're trying to do is salvage it for themselves, and then, you know, take it away from everybody else. I mean, a systemic collapse, and, you know, it's not going to work because the system is doomed. You know, I got a couple of comments I want to get to from my Patriot video where I talked about you're not patriots, you're dumbasses. And I left something out. The comments weren't, you know, they weren't as good as I would have liked, but they're still kind of funny. But regardless of that, I'll cover that on this channel probably tonight. We'll have another video on my other channel, and I'll get into whether this Damar Hamlin thing, I mean, everyone's saying it's a clone or he really died. I want to talk about that too on my other channel. I'll probably make 2 videos on my Apocalypse Now channel, my regular Dropping Like Flies, and I'll do a special voiceover about Damar Hamlin. Anyways, I'll get more into this, but the system's collapsing. It's really weird. Like, just look at the video, like all the stuff I've covered. Everything's just so weird. It's like eyes wide shut stuff, and, you know, glitching out of celebrities, and, you know, robots, lawyer robots, and All of it. Anyways, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.